And hello everybody, and welcome to another session of Dungeons and Dragons. Where we last left off, our party had left the gem mine and had gone about and made their way back to Termaline. Now, with 3 kobolds in tow.
You're our friends. We have promised them no harm will come to them.
I'm trying to remember why we had the kobolds.
We were in the mines, and the kobolds told us that they were just looking for work.
That's right, thank you.
Alright, so we are back in town, and we need to go to the speaker of Termaline.
Yes.
Termaline. Would we find the speaker at the bar? That seems like a place you'd find a speaker.
You'd likely find the speaker at the town hall.
Considering
Town hall.
this was kind of a concerning issue that had popped up, it wasn't just a random thing we did.
Hey,
We're still having a hard time getting the tabletop open.
Well, it just give it a minute or two. Luckily, you shouldn't need the screen for this because it's just in town here. You're not in the combat.
Yeah, but I don't know how much gold I have. That's fine, whatever.
Your current gold is 109.
Thank you.
And boy,
I can't remember. Have you guys clued in that Thalia knows what money is?
I don't think so.
I think they've gotten a little bit. They haven't fully pieced it together yet.
We still think you're a sweet summer child.
All right. So is everybody heading
She's been
towards
making
the town
sex
hall?
jokes this whole time. Yeah, makes no
Where's the
sense to
town
me.
hall?
Oh man, Nick, that's a wonderful update. Movement actually shows distances now.
We're all rotated.
Why are you all rotating?
I don't know, but it's funny as fuck, and I love it.
Are we?
So we're bringing all the kobolds back to the mayor's office.
Not all of
right?
them. We did kill 2 of their friends.
Well, all of the alive kobolds.
They attacked us first.
That is true. Both things can be true.
We didn't. Exactly. The ones who we killed were ones that attacked us first. The ones we didn't were ones that actually listened and talked with us.
Hey, I finally loaded in.
See, I told you, it took a minute.
Okay, so I figure we should probably get a game plan of what we're gonna tell the speaker before we go into the town hall.
Well, let's tell them the truth. The kobolds just want somewhere to live, and they're willing to work hard for it. And if they're treated well, they should be okay. But I don't know. Do we trust the kobolds?
One sec. Checking something.
Wasn't there another thing in the mines?
There was supposedly some sort of monster being summoned, but I mean, we didn't really see any evidence of that. We went all the way down to the bottom floor too. So
Yeah, but did we find any evidence that the kobolds were involved in that at all?
no, the kobolds just seem to be running away from something else.
Well, so
I guess we-
to give you some reminders, because it has been a little bit. The kobolds did say that one of their friends disappeared with no trace.
Oh yeah,
And we
they
didn't
were another
check
target.
Where he
Not-
disappeared to? Did we?
Not one of the ones
He
we
disappeared.
killed.
I mean, I guess
I'm
we
trying.
tell
I'm
them
looking at.
the truth that there might be something down there. A kobold's disappeared along with the miners. We didn't find any evidence of it. Kobolds just need a place to work. They seek honest work.
And now
Okay,
did
I
sure.
have an idea. There's a spell I know how to do. It's gonna take me a few minutes to prepare. But I can create a zone of truth. That
Ooh,
way
that
the
would be
kobolds
helpful.
can't lie. It would take me about 2 minutes to prepare it. Because it's a level 2 spell. Would I be able to- That it is a spell I know, I just don't have it prepared right now. But 15-foot spear, and
Well, do
in
we
that
want to?
sphere, no one can lie.
Do we want to stop here for a minute and let you prepare that?
Ellie, would I be able to just take the 2 minutes to change out my
Yeah.
spell, or do we have to do an actual long rest?
We'll say that you're doing this because, in theory, you're still riding back from the mines.
Okay.
Because
So I'm going to
Okay,
change
I just
out
wanna
Find
lay out-
Speed, and I'm going to change it for Zone of Truth.
good idea. I like that.
While
I
we
just placed things clear in my head. When we went into the mine, were we told there was something going on with the weird monster?
you were told that you were told that some of the miners believe that the kobolds were trying to summon something from the hole down below. You don't have any real evidence of this, but that's just what you were told.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, one of the kobolds went just missing, right?
Yes.
And they don't know where he went or where he was when he went missing. He just disappeared.
Yep.
So, and we know that the kobolds are only there because they're running away from the cold.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify all the information we had before we went in to talk to someone in charge.
Yep. All good. Again, it's been a hot minute, so that's why I'm like, okay, let's touch base with what we need to touch base with on.
While she is doing that, does anyone want to pull a card?
I'm going to pass. Ellie, do any of the kobolds want to pull a card?
Thalia is just standing there, like she's just shuffling her deck, kind of just fiddling with it with her hands.
I'm gonna just flip some coins here. Twos are yes, ones are no's.
If we kill one of these kobolds with your cards, I swear to God.
Okay, so we got one, two of them are pulling cards.
All right, let's only have them pull one card.
Yeah, they are only gonna pull one. And it will be this. The one with the fake wings is not.
He's the smart one.
He is the smart one of the group. He is the brains of this operation.
He's smarter than
Oh,
the
my
average
charisma. Charisma modifier. I'm just trying to figure out something.
All right.
Okay. Level
So,
7,
what do they
that's
pull,
3.
Helly?
Well, I'm drawing the result now. We got chaos.
Okay.
And day.
Okay. I just want to.
Okay, those are.
I didn't
good.
kill
That's
anyone.
good.
You did
Those are
not
both
you did
good.
not NTC these ones.
I'll pull a card myself, Helly.
All right. Roll.
What resistance does the kobold get?
I'll figure that out here in a second. Queen, do you want to pull any cards?
I am observing
What
because
is a
I have
psychic?
no idea what's going on.
You have pulled
Oh
luck.
yeah, we never.
All right, what is luck?
You gain
Alright,
the ability
so-
to cast knock 1d3 times using your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma as your modifier, or as your ability.
a good one. Knock's a good spell.
What does knock do?
It opens
It
the
opens
door
locks.
very loudly.
Yes.
It opens the door very loudly. Think Cusco entering a room loudly.
Or just in general, you can like open locks. It's kind of cool.
But it's loud.
All
Like,
right.
you can
So-
unlock any lock and open the door, and it's loud.
So Thalia flips over this card, and it's an open key. How long does that?
I will be right.
You can cast it 1d3 times. So roll a d3.
So...
All right, you can just cast that 3 times until they are used.
It's been a while since I've done this. Now I have to think. For the next, the next 3 locks will not be closed to you.
Well, that's for you.
Yes. I'm trying to. Whatever. Give me a second. I need to like get in character.
Yep, you're good.
Keep going. So, would you like to pull a queen?
My character still is not sure what's going on.
Alright, do we want to
You
continue
know,
on
just
to the
imagine while
town
the
hall?
rest of them are like standing around pulling cards, Nessa has just like sat herself flat down in the middle of the cobblestones, cross-legged, hands folded,
Deep in
eyes
prayer.
closed, concentrating.
I'm going to sit on her lap. After like 30 seconds of her sitting there meditating, I'm just gonna like walk over and like sit on her lap.
Nessa, one eye comes open. She looks and she's like, I kind of need to concentrate here.
I throw an arm over your shoulder and like lean in and just give you a kiss on the cheek.
Okay,
Dionysus is
that
helping.
has to be a concentration. Saving throw.
Yeah.
Constitution saving
Yeah.
throw there.
I don't know. I feel like
Constitution or
Well,
Wait,
concentration.
what?
Concentration
Is
is Constitution.
Ah, okay, so it's Constitution saving throw, you said.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, luckily I'm good at those.
Also, Daily, not to ruin your
Shit.
parade here, you can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest.
That's why I asked you if I could do it or if I need to
Well,
take a long rest first.
Preparing a new spell, and then while taking the long rest, you need to spend at least, you do your prayer and meditation.
I knew that. That's why I asked if you would allow it.
Okay, I thought I know some of them can just change on the fly. I wasn't sure with.
Yeah, no.
Warlocks.
Well,
Warlocks
that's
can swap
how
their
I-
spells out with a short
Okay,
rest.
that's-
and
Yeah,
some clerics.
that's exactly
Okay, then
that's
I
exactly
can
why I
technically
was
swap one out
asking
at
though.
a short rest.
That's
I'll
why I
let
was
it slide
asking though,
this.
because I asked if I could.
We'll
Yeah,
let
I
it go
asked
this
if I
time.
could do
Just
if I
go
could do
in
it
the
if I need a
future.
long rest.
Didn't we have a
Maybe-
long
I
rest
guess-
at the end of the last session?
No, because you were still tiny in the caves because shrink potion.
Oh, that's right.
You're like, I want to get the fuck out of here
Yeah.
before I become big.
That's right,
That's
because we
why- that's why
talked
I
about
asked if
taking
I
a
could
long
take-
rest.
Yeah, that's why I asked specifically Helly if I could take the 2 minutes or if we would have to take a long rest.
I'll give it to you this
And you said-
time,
you
just
just-
because
you
we've
said it
already
was
done
okay.
plot. I
That's true.
I can't remember every single class features, okay?
That's why I was looking it up, and I'm like, oh, it's gotta be a long rest, and that's why I figured I'd clarify and see if you would allow it.
I didn't hear you ask about a long rest.
I did ask about the long rest.
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm saying I didn't hear it. There's a
Ah.
difference.
blame that on DM's fault.
And that's why I'm still letting you do it, you sassy bitch.
I am a sassy bitch, and you love me.
What is this energy tonight?
It's,
Messy bitch energy.
Everyone took their meds, and so we're all catty bitches.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I didn't take meds specifically, but it could be caused by my neurofeedback therapy today, because I think the frequencies actually work better today.
I'm just on no sleep and juggling 2 jobs. But that's aside from the point.
I died.
Oh, hi.
So
Died in your arms tonight.
Everybody's just being cute, and I'm just existing at this point.
So I would say, did she pass her saving throw?
I don't think I did.
11. You definitely got a little bit flustered.
Okay, question
Well,
now.
Nala's gonna look over and
Is
go,
this...
"Oh, how cute!"
I shoot you a
But
dirty
like,
looking.
okay, but I'm thinking, because I'm praying to Dionysus. Is this helping or hurting my cause with my prayer to Dionysus to switch out my spells?
High or low?
Hi.
Nat 20. So congratulations, you are assisted.
Yay! That means it takes a short amount of time, right?
That's what's allowing it to work this time. Without the long rest.
Alright, fair.
We did it, guys. We fit it
Fair.
in the plot.
You fit the rules into a plot.
What's with
Certified
the
canon.
leaves?
By the
What's
way,
with the
as
leaves?
Celeste shoots Nala a dirty look, Nala's just gonna wink at her.
I'm gonna go back to bothering Nessa.
So, Valk, have you figured out what you're gonna say for your other 2 polls for these kobolds yet?
What was their
Chaos and Day.
yeah, what
Chaos
did
applies
Chaos
resistance.
get?
Chaos got acid resistance for 3 hours. No, sorry, for 3 days.
Was it the Kobold leader who pulled the card, or is it the 2
No,
other
the kobold
ones that
leader
did
was the
talk?
only one that didn't. He was like, I'm not
Okay.
trusting this shit.
So, and she flips over the card. The fates have decided to bless you. Acid will, or you will find acid to not burn as much for the next 3 days.
Hey,
And
not sure where I'll be messing with acid, but it might come in handy.
And as she flips over the other card, you have drawn the card Day. And for the next day, every time you are...
Every time you're tested, you'll do a little bit better.
Yeah. You'll find that every test that comes your way is just that much easier.
All right, Daly, are you gonna try your cast your zone of truth?
Do we want to wait to cast it at
Yeah,
the
let's
town
wait.
hall?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
ask.
I just figured I'd
mayor
have it
before we do
prepared.
too. I don't want to ambush that guy on with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because the mayor's gonna be caught in it. As are the rest of us, by the way. The magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts a turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. So I will know if someone is lying.
Well, you'll know if someone can
Well,
lie. It's not the same.
Yeah.
That's true.
Is it?
It
It's
affects creatures
charisma.
aware
I thought
of
it
the
was
spell and can
with.
thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally. Well, it's charisma because it's based off of my spellcasting ability. I think.
That makes sense.
But it's just charisma in general. But it's used.
Oh, is it charisma in general?
But it's a
It's
spell
just
that
a
only
charisma
bards,
thing.
clerics, and paladins can use, who are primarily charisma-based casters.
Charisma's base. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such creatures can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
That's why it's not very good for politicians. They can say absolutely nothing at all while also telling you absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna
That's what I hate about politicians.
So just to make sure I'm hearing this right, David, you're going to cast. You're not going to cast it on the kobolds out and about. You're gonna wait until you're within the town hall
Yes.
to cast this spell.
Yes, and I'm going to bring it up to the speaker and be like, hey, I know you probably aren't going to trust the kobolds because they're kobolds. Kobolds are generally the creatures that are not trusted. But I can make it so they are more likely to tell the truth, so you can believe them better, even though we believe that they are telling us the truth.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to present it.
Okay. So we'll give it another. We'll say another half an hour has passed, and you are now in the town, and now walking up towards the town hall.
We still trust that the kobolds are telling us the truth, right? They have no reason not
We'll
to.
find out.
We have no evidence yet to believe otherwise.
If they aren't, we can line them up, and I can just, dragon breath all over them.
I mean, worst comes to worst, they were lying and they end up in
we-
jail.
A
Yeah, I
little
would prefer they
smile
be
of
jailed
the
than
collector's-
murdered.
I am going to put
Kobolds,
different.
kobolds have been a thorn in my family side for forever. I'm not a huge fan.
True, but it's not these specific kobolds. They deserve
It
at least a
might be.
little bit of grace.
Don't
I don't know what
mind.
tribe they come from. I don't care.
What, did you try asking them?
No, I just said I don't care.
I like to imagine that the kobolds are just like looking back and forth as this exchange is going on.
Keep in mind, they can only hear half of the exchange.
I keep forgetting that.
That is true. That is true.
They're not very bright creatures. Okay. So when we get to the town hall, Helly,
Okay. Person at the front desk sees you walking in with 3 shivering kobolds behind you and looks confused. How can I help you?
we would like to speak to the mayor. We've accomplished our contract, but there's a few loose ends we need to discuss with him.
All right. Head on up. It should be in his office.
And don't worry about these 3. We will keep them in line.
The secretary nods slowly.
Manny will eat them if they start to get out of hand.
Imagining
I promise
the
to be
kobolds
on their
kinda
very best
look
behavior.
very scared.
Again, I'm not letting them hear any of this shit. Whenever I'm
So
talking.
we bring the kobolds up into the office. I imagine there's like plenty of room up here because like all of the union guys were up here. It's like kind of like a hearing office, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
benches
a
and stuff?
decently sized room. It's a little bit cramped with 10 people in there.
When we enter, I'm gonna line the kobolds up in front of him, and I'll be like, "All right, we've mostly solved your problem. However, these 3 have expressed an interest in being helpful rather than a disturbance. nonetheless, we thought we would bring it to your attention, and perhaps we could come to some sort of agreement.
Okay. You say you've got some loose ends. Would that be these three here, or is it something else?
Well, these three, and you mentioned a monster. And that got us curious, and it would seem that these kobolds lost one of their number mysteriously in the mines. However, we couldn't find any evidence of any sort of creature other than the missing kobold. Helly, were all the bodies left where they were as we were leaving?
As you were leaving, the two dead kobolds were nicely stacked up, but that's the only disturbance you noticed with them as you were leaving.
And we didn't leave them nicely stacked.
No, but you did
Nope.
leave the 3 alive kobolds in the room for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. So you had laid them out and like sorted out their loot.
Yeah, right.
So they were already kind of laid out and nice, but then the 3 kobolds would have taken the time to take care of them.
But while you guys were doing, athletic events, jumping over a fucking chasm.
They
I impressed
they
my
gave them a
girlfriend.
little, like, got it.
I
So
impressed my
you did not
girlfriend. It was
see-
worth it.
Yeah, there was no real evidence, physical evidence, but I think it is interesting that they are now missing a number to mysterious circumstances after you mentioned a monster.
Do you know how far down that deep hole in the mine goes?
That hole
This is a question for you.
that hole goes down for miles. We don't know how far down it goes.
Far enough.
Is there a
that
chance that
something
either
could have
there's a
crawled up out of
monster?
it.
Yeah, is there a monster down there that could have crawled out of there? Or is the monster thinking of maybe just people falling down into the hole?
It's possible. I've only reported a monster based on what the other miners were saying about something about these kobolds, as he gives them a look, trying to summon some form of monster. But we haven't seen any proof of one.
Interesting.
I
So
thought most
perhaps
of
we
that
could
was
get to the
thinking they
bottom
were
of this
working
by
for
asking
someone.
them.
I mean,
We
luckily
could
enough,
tell some amount of truth, which may allow us to ask the kobolds directly without fear of them lying to us.
If that's something you want to try.
I do warn you, everyone within the area will be somewhat compelled towards honesty. You can avoid the questions, obviously, but just to keep that in mind.
He nods slowly.
All right.
Okay,
Nessa, if you
I'll get it started.
I get to make some rolls.
I'm going to choose to
Okay.
fail my roll.
yeah, I will as well.
Alright.
To lie to anyone right now.
I will also choose to fail my role, mostly because I will only speak the truth
Okay.
without wanting to
This is
obliterate
this is the
these
town hall we're
kobolds.
standing on right here.
Yes, it's where all of the
It
bodies
doesn't
are.
matter.
It's gonna be everyone
there
in
we
the
go.
room. You don't have to worry about the
Basically.
size of it.
Well,
I've just placed it.
well,
Because they
also,
don't have me to place it.
this map is a lot bigger than your typical 5 feet. There's the size
That is
of your
true.
area of effect.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone inside the building is
Yeah.
going to be somewhat affected.
But I would say the
Probably,
room.
'cause it's
The room
15
is
feet.
probably 30 feet by 30 feet, if not a little bit bigger. Okay.
And it's a 15-foot radius, so
a
that means at
15-foot
least everyone in
which
the
is
room
a
centered
30-foot
on
diameter.
centered on the centered on the front of the speaker's desk.
Also, Frederick is going. I mean,
Sebastian.
Fashion.
Sebastian is going to also fail his roll because he can't speak, so it doesn't work.
I choose to fail my roll.
Just checking some things here.
That's everyone, myself included.
Yep. Oh,
You know that the zone of truth does not compel you to speak, simply make it harder for you to lie.
Okay. So, out of the 4 other people in the room that is not the party, one of
The
them...
party's all chosen to tell the truth.
Wait, everybody in the party says that they were passing on, that they were willingly failing the save.
Yeah. So
Okay.
who passed?
All of now, I gotta read the verbiage on Zone of Truth.
It's
You know
based off
whether
of my,
a creature does or not.
14.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it saved it. I had to check the verbiage for it because it's weird. So the
Yeah.
speaker
And
and
it
the
have
two
to mean
low,
that-
the speaker and the 2 lowly kobolds fail. The Trex, the guy with the wings, is the only one to succeed.
God damn, the one important guy. Well, we'll go with this.
Okay, and I know that. So I'm gonna express this to the group. I'm gonna be like, okay, within this zone I have created, and I imagine there's some sort of aura, so we know that we're in it. Everyone, except for Trax, is going to be compelled to tell the truth. Now, Trax, we recommend that you tell the truth, though. Because especially now, I know you can lie.
And I turn to the other kobolds and say, and if you do not answer our questions straight, I will burn you all alive.
They
Maybe
all
not
just hit,
go that far, sweetie, but
they all just
you
take a
probably
step
will
back
be
from you.
imprisoned.
Talia just
Alright, I'll
kind
be
of
right back.
stares and just tries not to laugh.
Basically, I'm trying to intimidate the 2 little kobolds to... No, I am warning them if they avoid a question, I'm going to burn them alive, essentially. So let's... Now that that's sorted, my dear kobold friends, or prisoners, I believe prisoners is accurate right now, were you here to summon some sort of creature in that mine? Did you attempt to?
So, which one are you addressing the most directly? Is it Trex or one of the lesser 2?
I am addressing Trex, and I'm paying attention to the lesser 2.
So,
I
Trex,
just realized it says can't speak a deliberate lie. Fuck. They could nod or shake their head. Damn.
we were not trying to summon anything. We threw old rocks down a hole to clean space.
Oh. Actually, that may have caused something to come up from underneath.
So they woke something up.
But not intentionally. At least we know it was an accident. I look at the other 2 and say, you 2, is this true?
They just nod.
Speak.
Yes.
Well,
Did you hear
They can't be
anything
compelled to?
from that hole? Like anything response after you threw rocks down it?
Not that we could hear.
when the kobold went missing, was there another kobold with him, or did he simply walk out of your line of sight of the group?
He was alone.
Mayor, it would seem that the creature that is down there possibly got awoken by the kobolds doing something somewhat unwise, without thinking, and picks off targets when they're alone. The fact that it singles out a single kobold means that if people work in pairs, it's less likely to be a problem.
What are the odds it's abyssal?
Helly, would I know anything about the Underdark? Like, would I know that that hole could possibly be an entrance to the Underdark simply because of how deep it could be?
Roll history.
That looks
otherwise, like, what would
24.
what do we know would live that deep?
And you can make a pretty good assumption that since throwing torches down that hole and you saw no light coming out of it, it goes pretty deep. It might hit the Underdark.
And would I remember any sort of monsters that historically would come out of the Underdark? Like I imagine there would be like historical texts of these creatures came from deep below in the Underdark, and this Underdark is this great underground place where monsters are. And like, would I know any monsters that would be from under there that might be like weak enough that it would want to pick off individual kobolds rather than fight them as a group?
Well, let me check one thing here real quick.
I wouldn't necessarily add the label weak.
Yeah, well, weak for the
Especially
Underdark, I
if
don't
it-
know.
Especially if it just woke up.
That's true. But it did have to
Because-
climb out of the hole. So
Or-
it would be
You're saying there's bigger
where-
monsters for me to destroy.
Or my other
And I'm
thought
down for
is,
it.
if it not necessarily something from the Underdark, but something that's down there hibernating.
That's true. I'm
Oh,
mostly thinking of
if
like
it's a
if
dragon.
if there's a predator that would target individuals away from a group, something that's like very predatory but doesn't tend to go after groups of animals.
That sounds like an ambush predator.
Yeah, something
Probably
like
not
that.
a dragon.
No, definitely
Dragons
not a
aren't
dragon.
ambush predators.
And dragons would not eat kobolds. Dragons tend to take kobolds and use them. And if you have a dragon,
Yeah, it
it'll
would be
able
kind
to
of a
hold
form of
all.
cannibalism, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, not really.
So, with the
Like if I ate a
24,
monkey.
you know that the
Never eat a
Drow,
monkey.
Fall
Duragar,
back.
and rock gnomes are some of the more peaceful types of races that live down there. But there are also races of aboleths, Quaigoths, Kowtow that are not as friendly.
Would I be able to narrow down based off this information which monster it is? Because I'm thinking it's like a Nothic or something. Something that's like an ambush style predator. Nothic or like a tentacle monster. What's it called? Roper.
Roll nature.
We're having this conversation out loud. If you would like to include yourself, you're more than welcome. Also, I don't know you're from the Underdark.
Yeah, I don't think any of us know where you're from.
It could.
They did mention this.
I-
That Queen, just because
thought-
you mentioned this doesn't mean they were paying attention.
See, I thought Queen said she just lived in the mines. I didn't connect that to the Underdark.
Yeah, no, I think you just said you lived underground. So we thought in the case of dwarves, because dwarves don't live in the Underdark.
So I'm
They
just live underground.
The dwarves do
To
live
my
in
knowledge,
some branches of dwarves do live in the Underdark.
I
So I-
see.
I-
we
Nessa
just
doesn't
need to
know that.
worship.
Nessa doesn't have any experience with anything beyond really basic above ground races.
That's racist.
I mean, we've fought several
No, it's
Durgar
ignorant.
already.
There's a difference.
Right? This isn't their MO. So I'm gonna turn to the speaker and be like, well, it's probably not Durgar or Dark Elves, Drow. They would have. This is not their MO. They don't pick off stragglers like that. It's possibly something more monstrous like a Nothic. They sometimes like to pick off individuals to make their chances of success better. They're less likely to attack groups of people or people that are in pairs. It could be a roper, but if it was a roper, it would be something that would have been in a location and would likely have attacked us as well. Nothics like to hide, to my knowledge. But there's nothing we would be able to do to find it if it's able to crawl back into that pit and has retreated. Have your men keep an eye out and work in pairs, I think, to keep yourself safe from this. It will likely go away on its own once it finds that it doesn't have any readily available prey.
Well, we'll keep the mines closed for a few more days. Hopefully get that, whatever it is, out of there. And once we open it back up, we'll send in a group of guards to move in a pack to do a deep sweep.
I would also
And-
suggest keeping a set of guards at the entrance to keep either an eye out that it doesn't try to come out and attack, see its luck outside of the mines, or people thinking that they can make a easy buck, go in when no one else is there.
And then when you do go into production, I would suggest a week of having a guard posted on each level, just as security measure. They should be able to help at least manage the problem.
We'll keep the guards in pairs as you said that the kobold seemed to go missing on its own. We don't need that happening to one of our guards who's walking around somewhere they shouldn't be alone.
Wonderful. Now on to the proposition.
All right. Queen, is your mic muted?
Yes, it was. Sorry. We're. You're all assuming that it's coming from the Underdark. How do we know it's not just a ambush predator from up top, say a
Snowcat or bear.
mountain lion? Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I feel like Underdark is a worst case scenario. But if it
having
is
guards-
any type of ambush predator, being in groups and starving it out is the best way to deal with it.
And having guards on the surface would avoid the surface predator issues as well, especially if the guards have some sort of signals. I think that the guards will be able to manage this problem from here for a while, especially if we close the mine for a while. Any predator on the surface will move on when no one is there, and any predators down below will also likely move on. If you do have more problems, we may be coming back through here in a few days, and then we may be able to assist again if you run into anything new. As for the proposition, these kobolds would like somewhere warm to sleep, food in their bellies, and something to do. They have expressed an interest in working the mines for you in return for food and board. I do not believe you would have to pay them necessarily, however, if you feed them well, they will likely work plenty fun.
All right. I'm sure we can find some light tasks for them to try out and see how they do.
I turn to the kobolds and say, you have been given a chance to get food, somewhere warm to sleep, all for a small amount of work. Are you willing to take it?
Yes.
Will you be kind to these people who have decided to take you in after being quite afraid of you?
We don't want to hurt. We just want somewhere warm.
Alright. And do you understand that some of them may be somewhat unkind to you for a while, but if you prove yourself, you may be able to earn their respect?
We're kobolds. We get picked on all the time. As long as we don't get hurt, we should be fine.
Excellent. I think that'll work.
Well, there you have it, Speaker.
You are talking to the minion race.
That's true. And I turn to
The
kobold
kobolds
and say,
looking.
"Now,
The
are
kobolds
you-"
looking. Oh yeah, minions.
It's
I-
a term for individual creatures that work for larger creatures that are somewhat rude and bullish.
Ah.
Things that
I'm gonna
that
lean
work
down
for
close.
Sebastian's
Thunderdome.
not a minion, though.
I'm gonna lean down close and whisper. It means
Sebastian's
you're
a friend.
stupid and like
Can
in
I
their
grab
mind just
y'all his
quietly.
arm
It
and
Do I
means
pull
you're
her away?
this?
stupid and nobody likes
wanna-
you. And then I'm going
I
to
wanna
come back up.
They look sad.
Like,
You don't
as
hear
the
what she says.
as
Yeah,
I was doing
nobody-
this, I want to
nobody-
grab her arm and pull her away.
You can't hear what I said.
Oh.
Yeah, but you bent down to like
The fact
near
that you were
one of
getting in their
them.
faces, though.
I'm gonna look at the
mean-
kobolds and say, I don't know what she said to you, but case in point, and
She
are you
does not
currently
speak for the
hungry?
rest
Because
of
do
us.
have
You are
some food.
friends.
Let's get you some clothing, and we have some food in the cart. And I believe the speaker can arrange some lodgings while we feed you and clothe you. We'll get you something warm to wear.
Okay.
Let's go shopping! Woo! As long as you don't put me in a dress again. Please don't ever do that again.
So
Wait,
yeah.
we're putting her in a dress? Can I help put her in a dress?
No,
that
no,
No.
no, it's not ever happening again. No.
I look at as soon as Nessa says
In
that,
my trousers.
I look at her and I'm like, never? I was so looking forward to it. And then I'm gonna just start heading towards the door.
I'm gonna wear my dad's suit. That's been the plan from the beginning.
As you start to leave, the speaker says, "Oh, one more thing before you leave."
I stop.
Yes, sir.
He opens up a drawer and pulls out a small coin pouch and hands 10 coins to all 4 of you and 10 coins to Sebastian.
I love having Sebastian here. Sebastian keeps it, puts his coins in his pocket. They are his now.
Wait, they're gold? Gold coins?
You've all gotten paid 10 gold.
That's not bad.
Beautiful.
That wasn't too bad of a distraction. We didn't find any of the gem type stuff we were hoping for, but it was still a success.
And
I'm
I
still
was
got some
hoping
money.
to make my sword glow. Or the
I'm
pink
gonna
glow.
look-
I'm
gonna
so
look over.
close
Close to what?
to breaking the 600.
Damn!
I'm gonna look over at Nessa and just say, you know how much cheap booze this can buy me?
Unfortunately, she does quite well.
I don't want the cheap stuff, I want the high shelf stuff. I feel like I could buy something high shelf now.
Look,
Yeah, but you
they've all
usually
hit
get
a
the
full coin
cheap
pouch.
stuff.
I'm going to
They
lead.
have to buy the cheap stuff.
I'm going to lead the kobolds to the tailor where I ended up getting my dress.
Oh my gosh, that was in Tourmaline, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm not
Because
going
I
in that
carried
shop.
you
I
there.
will wait outside. I will wait outside. I'm not going in there. I
I'm
will
pretty
wait
sure I don't
outside.
fit in there.
I mean, you fit
It
in there
is a small
before. You
building.
just kind of had to, sideways shuffle, and.
Oh, that's right. I'm just gonna hang out outside because it was awkward getting in.
So I imagine I'm walking into her shop with 3 kobolds trailing after me. What's the reaction I'm gonna get here?
You are getting some very concerned looks.
Hello. We somewhat resolved the kobold problem, and some of them have been. We've made a deal. They will no longer harm anyone so long as they are fed, clothed, and given somewhere to live. I'm going to be taking care of 2 of those things today. And as such, I would like to see what kind of comfortable, very warm, sturdy clothing you have for individuals of their stature. Something that you could quickly modify a hole for a tail.
Well, let's see. The seamstress
maybe like
slowly
a-
walks over to the kobolds.
Perhaps some clothing originally designed for dragonborns but shrunk.
I was more thinking something for a child that we can cut a hole in. And the Seamstress still just slowly and cautiously circling around the kobolds, staying a good like foot away from them. Hey, yeah, I think some of our cotton jumpers should work for them, and we can cut out a hole in the back.
Yes, and then a nice sturdy coat for each of them. I'm not sure shoes are something we can accomplish.
We'll table that one for now.
Excellent.
The Seamstress leaves to go and grab three very thick wool jumpers and three thick cotton coats, and hands them to each of the kobolds with Trex still having his wings on, not able to, put on a coat.
My dear friend, you're going to have to... And I look at the other two kobolds. Come with me, I'll help you get dressed. Your wings are going to be a bit difficult, aren't they, my friend?
I like my wings. I show I'm the
Aren't
leader
they
of this
fake?
clan.
Wear them, you can still have them, I just need to help you see how to dress in them better.
Aren't they fake
I
wings?
understand that these sorts of clothing are new to you, and I know a few people with wings.
He gives you a very long look before taking off essentially the leather straps that hold his wings on.
I just look at him and go, you could have kept
Oh,
them
my
on. I was
grasp
going to
would
help
be
you
my
save
price
face
breaker.
in front of your friends, but honestly, this is more honest and quite brave of you.
Still just giving you the longest of looks, fighting with getting the coat on. After getting the coat on, he does put his wings on back over top of the thick coat.
Perfect. Can I use
that's exactly
prestidigitation
what I
to just 10 foot cube, 5 foot cube by 5 foot cube, clean all of them completely clean?
Yes, the kobolds might jump away from you, but you can.
Before I do so, I'm like, all right, I'm going to clean up your scales now a little bit. Make sure they shine extra bright. And I'm going to snap my fingers and just, it's basically 3 snaps. It's just 3 cantrips back to back, and it just, each of them gets cleaned up, because I imagine they're not 5 foot tall.
No.
They can fit inside the cube, and I just clean them all up really nice. And his wings are like, look like the wood's like really nice and like lacquered. Like, it's not lacquered, but it's like someone took the time to like scrub them off and put a little bit of oil into the wood so it's nicer and stuff. I'm trying to make him, nice and clean. And
They definitely jump back when they, when they just get instantly cleaned.
there you go. And you smell so much better. I make them smell like smoky meats. Like someone who's been working in front of a grill all day, but not sweaty. Just that nice, smoky, pleasant smell. All right. Now that that's all done, would you like some soup?
And they all nod.
Oh, and before I forget, and I turn to the seamstress, I believe that you will be speaking to the speaker about payment for these clothes.
Alright, can I get your name just so I can tell the speaker who directed me?
Exactly. Celesta, the Dragon's Breath Mage.
And she writes down your name on a clipboard. Alrighty.
Perfect.
Doesn't
Alright,
sound
let's
like
go get
probably
some
this
food.
happens fairly often.
And she is still just giving all of the looks to these kobolds. Just like,
yeah.
I'm
one
not
gets-
paid
one gets
enough for
sent
this
in a
shit.
long time.
You know what? Fair.
Do they look really cute, like little kids in brand new winter wear outfits?
Oh yeah, brightly colored.
Very clean, brightly colored, easy to spot, hard to miss in the snow, safe out uniforms.
They are like neon colors against the white
Little
background.
pom-pom hats. I'm imagining little pom-pom hats and like wool jumpers with knee pads.
They're not that far yet.
Okay.
They just got coat and jumpers. They didn't get the knee pads or the hats yet.
We'll get them outfitted eventually, and I'll take them out of the store now, and we'll just go to the sled, and I'll open up the pot and like serve each of them just a great, very full bowl of the soup.
And they scarf that stuff down.
I serve them each another bowl of the soup.
They surprisingly get like three bowls themselves, like each.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The good thing that we have unlimited soup.
It's not unlimited, but it's pretty close.
Well, I mean, we just have to
What,
keep
a
adding water
handful
to
of
it.
Kelly?
What was that, X?
It's like what, a 10-gallon pot, 20-gallon pot, something like that.
10 gallon.
Yeah, but all we
Keep
have to
adding
do
water
is
to it
keep
and we keep
adding.
getting
Like 40 people. You can feed like 40 people on a 10-gallon pot. So yeah, I'm just ladling soup after soup after soup.
A quart of soup is a huge amount of soup.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what we
Serving
should
people as they
do
get
after
served.
we figure out this whole, cult thing? We should open a tavern.
We really should. I feel
I'd
like
be
we could
down.
do well with
I
a
know where we
tavern.
can get the best booze.
Correction. It's not 10 gallons. It's 30.
Oh god, we could feed this entire town every single day.
It is 4 feet wide, 3 foot in diameter, and weighs 50 pounds. And it can hold 30 gallons of liquid.
I will be right back.
It's just a huge pot of soup. This is a gumbo pot, basically.
Okay,
This
I'm
is-
just
this
saying,
is a
if she knows
witch's
where to get the
cauldron.
good booze, I know where to get the cheap booze.
I mean, between the two of you, we've got the alcohol settled, and we'll just sell soup from the infinite pot. And then Talia can do card readings in the back corner. Maybe not with the magical cards, though.
Or we make them sign a waiver.
That could work as well.
Get them drunk enough, no one will care if they might end up dead.
I feel like this will quickly becoming an underground tavern. That's alright, we can get hookers and blackjack. So, we've got the kobolds fed. We're gonna go back to the town hall. Have they figured out some sort of place for us to drop these kobolds off?
Hey, you can leave him with the speaker and he'll find a job for him and a place for him to stay.
Okay, I bring him into his office and I say, 3 well-fed, properly clothed, and nicely clean kobolds. Treat them well. And hopefully, and I turn to them, you will treat everyone here well as well. I wish you luck.
We'll do our best.
And then I kind of like pull the speaker aside and like quietly whisper to him, like, they can eat a lot. So just keep in mind that you may want to just pay them in rations because that's what you'll be able to afford.
Well, they've also been in those mines for who knows how long, and who knows what they've been eating.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't eat as much as they just did, but they ate quite a bit. Each of them had a good number of bowls of soup. I wish you luck. Thank you for your hospitality, and would you be able to point me in the direction of someone where I could buy gem dust from? Preferably diamond gem dust, or simply diamond gems.
You need ruby.
And
Two.
rubies.
Let me look around my resources here for the other towns here.
Fantastic. We're going to be staying the night here in town, so if you hear anything, feel free to reach out to us at the tavern.
Will do.
Thank you. Now, I believe I heard my friends speaking about drinking, so I'll leave these kobolds in your capable hands, and I will see you later.
All right.
And as I leave, I'm just gonna wave at the kobolds, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make my eyes flash with red light, with a kind of evil grin on my face, and then I'm gonna leave.
I love this
Just a
woman,
little
but
bit
she's
of-
batshit crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of. I want them to think that I'm a bit crazy.
just
I've
a
been
bit.
nice to them.
You want him to
that
just
doesn't mean
think?
anything.
I mean, you are a bit crazy. I mean, that's part of the reason why I love you, but at the same time.
That's true. I am a wizard. Crazy comes with the territory. And I'm an evocation wizard,
do
which
I know
is
it?
basically a whole lot another issue on top of that.
Do I know it?
Aren't wizards the scholars?
Yeah, they're academics,
That's what
but
makes
that
them
makes them
evil.
a specific type of crazy.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I imagine magic's a lot like learning how to do coding mixed with
Yes.
lots of history and an insane amount of like esoteric and physics.
Spaghetti wizards.
Yeah, spaghetti mage. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the party. All right, ladies. I believe it's time to drink, rest, and get some sort of food.
Sounds
I
good
could
to
eat.
me.
All right.
We're heading back to the tavern.
Ooh, the tavern. Goodbye, kobold
Honestly,
friends.
we could be a traveling like soup kitchen.
I'll have to figure out if I can stop the rotation when moving between sessions.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's likely a setting. I just don't want to pull up all of the settings on camera.
Can I do a check on Sebastian to see if he's still concussed?
Sure. Give me medicine.
Arcana? Medicine? I can do medicine. 6.
Correction, nat 1.
He looks fine to me. In fact, he looks like I've done my repair job perfectly well. He looks just fine. I don't see any problems with him.
He looks better than ever.
Sebastian, you look so well now. And I just pat him on the shoulder as he just gives me this glassy-eyed look.
Yeah, that is not a 6er, that is a nat 1.
That is
Plus
that
5.
You're right. Plus 5 means nothing when you roll in that one.
Yep.
He's fine.
I think you need a nap.
I don't know. I don't think he sleeps.
I think she's talking to you.
That was so perfect.
I don't think he sleeps. I don't think he does sleep. I don't know if he knows how. I don't need a nap. I'm fine. We're all fine here. No one needs a nap. We're here.
You have to stop laughing because if you don't stop, I won't stop. Sorry.
It's fine.
Still need Irving.
God damn. Ellie, help me. Save us.
You fucking degenerates.
Yes, we
Alright,
are.
that's all I'll do.
It's not helping.
Oh god.
You certainly are degenerate.
You fucking degenerates.
All right. So,
I feel like the joke wasn't even that funny.
well, see, the fun thing is that you guys are
Delay
going to the
therapy.
tavern here, and y'all don't like this barkeep, if I remember correctly.
No, he's a prick.
I don't know
Is
this
there
part.
any other bars in town?
Hey, this is the
No.
only one in
Gotta be, right?
town.
I hope
Yeah,
he
this one-
A town this big, a freaking town this big, and there's only one bar.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Sounds
Most
about right.
of them
They're
only
Really
have
sucks.
what? Most of
They're-
them only have one bar.
Yeah, and also keep in mind the residents here are very much probably the kind of people who brew their own shit at home half the time. Like miners are totally the type of people who would just brew their own shit at home and then have gatherings at their own houses. So this
Moonshine.
bar is literally just for the people who don't make their own alcohol, which is not a lot of people.
Or people passing through.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, I only have about 4 more shots of brandy in my
yeah, that's
in the bottle.
Anyway, I'm gonna give you a little bit of knowledge here. I believe there's only one town that has more than one tavern.
Damn. That sucks.
yeah. No,
Well.
people are getting drunk at home.
I mean, Oakhurst is
That-
small enough that it would have only one tavern, but I would figure somewhere as big as this would have multiple.
If there
Talia is
it's
probably
it's
just
a-
gonna
I
go
mean, the
straight to her
population
room.
here is
out of the
600.
way. Yeah, 600 is not enough for 2 taverns.
Damn, this is a ghost town then.
No, there's about the right amount of buildings. for
It's
600.
just not as big as you think it is.
Okay. It looks so big though. That's what she said.
Just looks big. Don't worry about it. So,
It is perfectly average size, thank you.
shut.
Sorry, I had
I'm
to.
glad that we have the bar. I'm glad that we have the block.
I have to. I will be right back.
All right, so anybody gonna be ordering up any beverages?
I'm going to pull out. I'm gonna pull out
Okay,
one
actually,
of my fresh
question.
gold coin,
Question.
put it on the counter, and say, "How much of your cheapest
Because-
stuff can I get with it?"
I was gonna say, since they've been gone on the mission, on there, do I need to roll history to see if this even remembers that this guy was a prick?
I mean that's up to you.
Thalia's just gonna ask for a room key and head up to her room.
Nessa does not remember that this guy was a prick.
All right. Room, one room key. That'll be. Yeah, that'll be 1 gold for the room key.
Are we gonna do 2 rooms, or are we gonna try to all fit in one?
Probably 2. Do
Alright,
you
and
and
how much was the
Celeste
room key
want to
again?
share?
Hey,
No,
1
of course,
gold.
I'm sharing a room with my girlfriend. All right, I'm gonna pass over 1 gold for Celesta in my room.
You and Celeste can share a room if I get Sebastian with the crazy dragon.
You know what? Fair.
Thalia is going to reach over.
I'm gonna
slap her,
look over
and
at Manny.
slap the.
I'm gonna look over at Manny and be like, "So where am I gonna sleep?"
Thalia is gonna look at you, slap her hand on the gold piece you put down, and slide it over in front of the barkeep to pay for the room.
Making.
I'll,
You're gonna make-
I'll reach into my pouch and
Now
pull out another one. I still want a gold's worth of whatever the cheapest stuff is.
This man's gonna look at you. You want a gold's worth of the cheapest stuff we've got here.
Yes,
Oh no, that's a keg.
He's like,
I know.
he's just
Actually,
like,
no,
"Hey,
is it a keg?
No, I think the keg's 3 gold, but still.
But if it's cheap crap, it might still get you a keg.
he's just like, I'll deal with you in a moment."
Take your time, as long as I get it sometime tonight.
He's gonna look over to
I mean,
Nessa.
if Sebastian's down in the room, I might get lucky tonight.
He's gonna look
Did I
over
say
to
that
Nessa
out
and like,
loud?
what do you want? What can I help you with?
I just need a room. Me and my girlfriend. That it.
No drinks tonight?
At least for right now. Least for right now.
I would like some wine and some food. If I may have your food menu, and what wines do you have?
Don't have a list of wines here. Let me pull something together here.
Still confused as to where I'm supposed to sleep, because she said she was sleeping with Sebastian and the crazy dragon. And, I mean,
You are the
I'm
crazy
glad
dragon.
I'm glad she accepted Manny that fast, but like, where am I going?
I am actively ignoring you.
Talia's not gonna correct you. If only Manny follows, only Manny follows. She was talking about you.
Alright. The wine menu is we've got some Blairy and some Red Ribbons Run Red.
The red ribbons run
Yeah,
red
almost sounds
sounds
nice.
good.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll have a glass of that.
How much for the whole bottle?
Yeah. Think up here real quick. That'll be 5 silver for the bottle.
We'll just buy the bottle.
I just think that's wonderful. We could share a bottle of wine and then some food.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna buy the whole bottle then. Passing over the
Okay.
10 silver. 5 silver, you said?
5 silver.
5 silver. Give her the 5 silver. I'm gonna check out my rice real quick. I'll do.
And your food dishes here are, to nobody's surprise, heavily fish-based for being the
Yeah.
blue clam.
I imagine that they have like a really good clam chowder.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna order the clam chowder. I imagine it's like, what, a silver piece? Or a few copper?
1 silver, 2
The
copper.
rice is done. So I'm just gonna take a brief break. I will be back. I'm just taking a brief break so I can go finish making the rest of dinner.
And she was never heard from again.
I'm gonna pick a table with enough seats for everyone, and like go and sit down and wait for him to bring out the food and stuff.
Well, Thalia is gone to bed, apparently. The day in the mines, tuckered her out.
Yeah,
It-
that's reasonable.
Thalia's done. She's done with today.
You still do have a handful of, potions left over.
Well, yeah, and I'll keep them and I'll use them again if needed. But she does not like being small.
Yeah, it sucks,
And
doesn't
she
it? I mean, sucks for you. Save.
does not like being underground.
I think we need to avoid caves from here on out. Caves and mines, if we can.
All right.
This was an unintentional part of this character, and it might be my favorite part.
The barkeep's gonna look over to the Dragonborn. All right, are you wanting wine or ale?
Let's do ale. Pretty sure ale's cheaper.
You're gonna get like 3 pitchers of ale.
We do have a cheap wine.
Is it the same price as your ale per volume?
It might even be cheaper.
Fuck it, we going fancy tonight. I want the wine.
It's gonna be like a salmonberry or like blueberry wine. Way out here, it's frostberry wine. It's like the cheapest wine they can make because it's just shit that grows all over here.
Okay.
Look, I only recently discovered the amazingness that is alcohol, so I'm trying all the cheap stuff first. I'll work up to the more expensive stuff.
You know, that's entirely fair, but there's more cheap stuff than special stuff, so you'll be
You know
good
what,
at it for a while.
Queen, give me a quick perception check.
Helps if I can get to my thing, because I don't know what I'm doing. There we go.
Okay, you do see the start of a just very like devilish grin on this man's face as he turns around back. As you say, I'm trying all the cheap stuff first. I figured out wine. Or I just figured out alcohol. Alright. After about 5 minutes, he comes up with a battered looking keg and just sets it on the counter for you.
I imagine he pulls the keg out, lays it down, pops the cork, sticks the like a spigot on it, and then turns it over and sets it on the counter for us. Like it is on tap. We can have as much as we want.
Hey, this is your keg.
And then he sets out some.
I'm
wine
going to
bottles,
immediately
wine
bring it over to the table so that I can bug the new people I met today while drinking.
I'm like sitting down with Nessa with our bottle and 2 glasses of wine. And I'm just like kind of looking at her with a slight smile on my face.
Oh, you two are super cute, you know.
Are you gonna try some of your new wine there, Queen?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also gonna try the Ribbon Run Red.
Well, first, I need Queen to roll me a d6.
Oh, joy.
I find fun drinks.
Wait. I don't know how to just roll a
In the
dice.
text box, you can do /R, then space 1d6. Okay.
Apparently, I'm my Drake companion right now.
You are starting to sense a strong sense of paranoia.
As you're drinking the wine. Like, how's the wine itself? Is it like really bitter, or is it like a Pinot Noir? Like it's bitter and kind of.
So this one here, it has a strong sugary and fruity flavor that borders on the sensations of fermentation.
Ah, so this is like a very, very sugary wine. Not a lot of alcohol in it. Very sweet.
You are drinking the jailbird wine, or jail prisoner wine.
Jailbird wine. That's a good one.
Okay.
You know it's that cheap shit when it's called jailbird wine. There's like a bird in a cage burned onto the side of the barrel.
All right.
It says jailbird wine.
You're taking your drink of your wine, correct, X?
Yes.
Okay.
It's that red ribbon rum.
You start to you would be able to easily see your hair at any given time, right?
My hair is always somewhat in my face.
Okay. You start to see your hair start to change into different shades of red.
Oh no. As I watch it happen, I'm just like, my eyes go wide, and I look at Nessa and her hair has not changed.
Well, she hasn't drank yet.
No, her hair's already red.
Well, see, yours is like gradiating through different colors of red.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm gonna look at my tankard after seeing that and go, is it affecting me that much already?
I think this is an effect of what I just drank. And I
Also,
look over at Nessa.
X, as a bonus to this drink, you are also gaining a +2 charisma.
Oh. Well, that'll be helpful.
For the duration that your hair is shimmering into different colors.
Cool. I imagine at some point he comes out with 2 bowls of like the chunkiest clam chowder I've ever seen in my life.
It's got the smells that would bring you into a cartoon where you're floating off the ground.
Oh, it's that good shit. This is that good clam chowder where you go out to the coast and there's that one place that makes a clam chowder and you're like, I've never liked clam chowder before, but this like gave me a core memory.
Yeah, again, you get that whip and it's just a smoke cloud just lifting you off the ground, just like, eat.
Yeah. I imagine it's like it's got that good spice to it too, but it's like creamy and salty and got the kind of little bit of funk from the clams, and it's just great.
Yep. Served in a very large clam shell.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Alright. If we want, we can go on a light intermission until Daly gets back.
Probably a good idea.
Alright, so we will be right back, everybody. And we are back.
We're back.
Daly, the things you missed while you were away is the Dragonborn. It seems a bit more paranoid. And Celesta's hair is transitioning between different shades of red.
Is it like a mood ring, Helly?
No, it's like Minecraft
Wait.
enchantment shimmer, but just different gradients of red.
Okay, that's really funny.
Was this based on the alcohol or the food that was eaten?
It was the wine.
Or were cards drawn? The wine?
And I imagine you took a sip at the same time, so your hair's probably also doing the same thing.
But the thing is that Nessa's hair is already red.
This is a deeper red.
Like it
So it's
changes
just shifting
from like
between like her
coffee-
normal auburn to a deeper auburn.
No,
And then
I'm imagining it's going from like
No, but, like,
hot pink,
crimson.
burgundy to wine red, like
Yeah.
full
it's those-
spectrum of what could be considered red.
It's
I
those
imagine
deep
that
reds.
Nessa's just Oh. So it's just making Nessa's hair a bit darker occasionally.
Yes. Also, while your hair is doing this, you have a +2 to your charisma.
Oh my gosh. That's beautiful.
And
I want to flirt with my girlfriend.
Oh no.
also, as an
Cool.
extra
I'm
effect,
sitting there, and I will
uh,
witness.
you are easier at attracting attention.
I mean, I already track attention. I'm a freaking paladin female. That's just out of the ordinary in general. A gay one at that. So the fact that I'm
So
doting
that's
on
good.
my girlfriend is probably also out of the ordinary.
Yep. I'm going to. I swirled my glass of wine and look at Nessa and say, "So, you said maybe we could open up a tavern together. Does that mean you want to settle down with me?"
I mean, I've never said that I didn't want to. I actually very much would like to.
Oh, really? Once this quest is over?
I'll take you back home. I've already met your dad. You get to be my mom and dad. I'll have some cherry pie, some brandy. My dad will probably question why I brought a girl home. My mom will slap him on the side of the head and say go along with it. It's all great.
Oh
Mean-
Lord, I just had a terrible thought. At some point, my father's going to meet your father.
How is that such a terrible thought? Honestly, my dad's just a wimp.
I'm not
What if my
worried
mom
about
runs
your
the whole
father. I'm
vineyard?
worried about my father.
I'm still not worried about that. Honestly, your dad will probably do most of the talking with my mom. My mom's the one who's in charge.
Oh, we might get along. I hope.
Dad works
You
the
do
field.
make good wine.
My mom handles all the business. Honestly,
see
I
your
think that's
mother
probably
wears
why
the
she wasn't all of that surprised when I said I wanted to be a paladin. Or knight in general. Or just the fact that I wanted to join the militia. She was very supportive. You hadn't misunderstood that. She would love to meet you, though. I bet she would dote over you just like she does over me.
You two are so sweet, it's almost sickening. Keep going.
Thank you!
Don't you
Love
have
my
somewhere else
girlfriend.
you could be? Or
As,
are you- or are you
as I say, I
determined to
love
tag
my
along with
girlfriend.
me?
I am going to wrap my arms around Celesta very possessively, but in like a cute cuddle sort of possessiveness.
Oh, alright. Guess we're doing this now. Don't you have somewhere else
Yeah.
to drink, or are you intent on following us around now that we've had a bit of fun?
Honestly, I was gonna follow you around, but I can go drink on my own, I suppose.
You don't have to, but you know. I mean, maybe you should? I don't know. I feel bad about telling you to leave. Oh, what is in this wine? It's a lot stronger than I thought it was.
Well, to give
Like,
you the
have we
flavor
read-
profile
I
of
mean,
this
why
one
do-
real quick. It's a mixture of something between rose water and wine. The more you drink, the heavier the taste becomes.
Oh lord.
Oh,
So it's a
I
very
like this one
floral
already.
red wine. It's a very floral red wine.
It's a light red that turns darker the deeper into the glass it goes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's floral. Just like my girlfriend. Pretty as a flower.
I am not.
Actually, you're prettier than flowers. You're prettier than the stars themselves.
I kind of like get quiet for a second and start blushing.
I'm gonna quickly.
Oh, look how cute she is when she blushes. I love my
I
girlfriend.
am not blushing, nor am I that cute. Although, please don't stop. I actually like
I'm-
it when you compliment me.
I'm going to drain a second
I'm gonna
Thing
stop
of wine.
anyway.
and then go. You know, you both are as pretty as gemstones. Kind of jealous. So,
Oh, I thought I was more of a handsome woman.
so, so is
I don't know.
Talia.
You were very pretty in that dress.
I would pay to see
Will you
that.
stop bringing up the dress? As Nessa's face goes bright red. No more
but I
dress!
like you in the dress.
See, pretty ruby red.
Oh, Lord. Are you already drunk off of 2 glasses of wine? How much of a lightweight are you?
Also,
We're
one
talking
thing.
about Nala, we're
Did you
talking
miss
about
me
Nessa.
putting my mouth under the spigot earlier?
Also, Queen. Thing to note about this: hits you hard, hits you fast.
Constitution saves? Is that where we're at?
I think
Are we at
we're.
that point?
I think Queen is at a Constitution save.
Because I think the two of us have just been sipping on our glasses so far, and we're kind of at the giggly tipsy point.
Yeah, I am very much savoring the wine with the intent to save the bottle for later.
Do-do-do.
Okay.
Oh damn!
Yeah. Y'all are
Oh,
so
you like-
pretty. You know, if I didn't have this quest and responsibility to my family, I'd probably try to find somebody like you.
Quest responsibility
Life.
to rebuild your family with your own loins? That came out wrong. That was insane.
That was the wine
What?
talking.
Not wrong
That
though.
was a
It was insensitive, but it's not
Blunt.
wrong. We're trying
Blunt.
to save our tribe, and we're failing spectacularly. Dumb,
Well, I mean,
dumb
I'm
curse,
sure
dumb dragon, dumb.
I'm sure we could find you a very nice dragon fellow who would appreciate your taste for alcohol and strange lizard friend.
Honestly, if you're gonna find anyone like that, you're probably not gonna find them in Icewind Dale.
Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of dragonborn up here. Although there were some blue ones.
Probably
not too
Phandelver.
long ago. I mean, Neverwinter would be a great place to find a dragonborn.
Now the
I'm
winter too, yeah.
Well, I kind of came up here hoping that I'd find a more like religious solve to this, so that I don't have to deal with dudes.
Like a vow of
Yeah, no, I don't
celibacy?
think there's any deity who can who can help with that.
I just like
Not any that I know of, though. I don't know. Wait, let
I
me
just
think. Let me think.
we just need the
I'm
men
gonna do
of
a
our
religion
tribe.
check, Kelly.
We just need the men. I just need the men of my tribe to be more fertile, so that I don't have to do the
Yeah,
work.
Tony! What do I know about other religions? Because I'm from the Church of Dionysus, obviously. So it's like my deity is
mean,
Dionysus. That's the
I
patron deity
can't-
of my hometown. But
I
what do I
can't
know about other
imagine-
deities?
I can't imagine that there isn't some form of fertility magic, like a item or a potion or something that we could find, Nala.
I have a book. Player.
Of
player
course
has
you have a
one.
book. Oh, okay, okay. I was like, of course Celesta has a book.
Not-
That actually
not
seems like
one.
something Celesta would have.
Yes, you do have
Okay.
a book, and you should read the book and use the book. Sorry.
Why does it feel like Kelly's checked out?
Wait, I'm not checked out. I was looking things up because you're asking questions. So sorry, won't happen again.
Oh, it's okay. I was
Probably
you were
should be
quiet.
Aria.
You were quiet and we were talking about sex things. You checked out when we talked about sex
I mean,
things.
I was still zoning that out while looking over my own shit. So
Point is, guys can be a little meh. I mean, I'm not saying no. There are some nice guys out there, like really
you know,
fine
no.
looking guys.
The guys are all assholes.
For the most
Except for
part,
Goblin
I
Slayer.
agree.
The
For
Goblin
the
Slayer's
most,
gay, so.
for the most part, I agree.
I've met some very interesting men in my time in the Wizard College, but I would say I do prefer the company of women.
Back to women, though, my whole men is
You
or pigs thing
understand.
does come from the militia, and all of the militia men were pigs. I could drink them all under the table, though, and beat them at poker. Ah, the accomplishments of my youth.
So, anyway, with your nat 20,
Nessa, you're only 21. Actually, I forget how old I'm at, Nessa. Double check. 23, actually.
with your nat 20, you do know some of the other Greek pantheons with the domains of life, which would be Demeter, Hestia, and Artemis.
Specifically only know the Greek pantheon because of Dionysus.
Yes.
It would be Demeter or Hestia. It would be Demeter
Peter or Hestia makes sense. Or possibly Hera. Hera does have to do with fertility and
is-
motherhood.
Hera is
goddess of
trickery.
Motherhood.
She's the goddess of motherhood, which would not help my family because it is not the mothers that are having the issues.
It would be the fathers, and you don't want to pray to Zeus for that help.
Yeah, definitely not to
No.
Zeus.
Well, I'm
I
also just.
mean,
Hera's also
Um,
domain of trickery, where the others are domain of life, according to the PhD.
Fair. So
you
yeah, we
wouldn't-
would
it
probably
would be
want to find
Persephone. Persephone would be one of the goddesses, the Greek goddesses. You would also want to pray, or oh, who's the what is the Nile of Egypt? One of their gods is a fertility god. I can't. Is he the
I don't
one?
know that.
All I remember about the story is he jerked off into the Nile.
Yeah.
Well, Val, you're asleep.
All I'm gonna say is, if you pray to Zeus for that kind of help, he'll help a lot. It just won't help anyone.
Yeah, no, don't. Zeus is a non-starter. Zeus is a non-starter. What we need to do is we need to find a cleric or a paladin of Hestia or Demeter. They would be the ones who would help. I am unfortunately not a paladin of either.
I mean,
My patron is Dionysus.
theoretically, could I don't know. I was told it was a curse, so theoretically, a strong wizard might be able to do something. I don't know.
Like remove.
I mean, if
curse?
it's a curse specifically, that would be a cleric. Clerics are the ones who deal with curses. We need a cleric
Some
of
wizards do
Hestia
specialize in
or
removal of curse.
Demeter.
The question is it a curse from a god or a curse from a demon? A curse from, is it arcane or religion-based curse?
What kind of
Like,
curse is
holy,
it?
arcane,
I mean, legend
infernal?
says it was a dragon, but who knows anymore?
Probably arcane.
It's an old legend.
Well,
So if it's an
I
arcane
mean,
curse,
my
would your dad be
father-
able to help?
I mean, he does.
We had the
create
same thought,
life
same
in a
brain cell.
way. He might know someone.
It
who
creates
does.
Sebastian. It makes
He
Sebastian.
did. Yeah, but he more like he's following the principles of the Archmaid Frankenstein more so than a fertility rites or curses or something like that. But he might know someone who can help with breaking the curse, or at least give us a direction to break the curse. But we
Where's
would need the
Sebastian? I need to
men of
ask
the
him a
village
question.
to do that.
Currently in Valk's room.
Oh, they're asleep. Ah, dang.
He's not asleep. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't know how.
Well, true, but I'm not gonna go in to disturb Thalia while Thalia's sleeping.
Anyway, point is, you three are pretty, and I kind of hope you guys will let me continue to tag along.
I see no harm in you tagging along.
I can't stop you.
I mean, you could. All you have to do is say no.
I cannot stop you. It's a free country to the best of my knowledge. We're in a free kingdom, so you are more than welcome to do as you please. And I will admit, you have been helpful.
I look over at Manny. He means you've been helpful.
Isn't Manny upstairs with me?
No, Manny's at my side waiting for me to pass out so he can drag me somewhere safe.
Oh, that's right.
And Manny has no clue where to drag me at this point. Because nobody's told him this is a safe spot.
I mean, I could learn the remove curse spell at some point. But I seem to remember remove curse not being an especially difficult spell to learn. So at the very least, we could try some curse removal magic. There are wizards who specialize in it. My father certainly would know a specialist in the area. Whether or not he'd be willing to help us and what that would cost us is an entirely different matter.
I'm really not sure what to think about your father. I mean, you've only mentioned him like a handful of times at this point, but like, he seems
He's a
like
nice
a
dude.
very, he seems like a very type of person at this
He's
point.
not he's very complicated. He
Is
is
he?
an ancient wizard from a time long ago who has mastered every form of magic he gets his hands on, and quite frankly has left quite a mark on the world, and has very large shoes to fill. His personal favorite magic is cloning type magic, and
We're still not entirely sure that Celeste is human.
I am pretty sure I'm here.
Is he overly protective of you?
Oh, of course.
I'm going to
Less
trust.
so now.
I'm going to
That's why
trust. What,
Sebastian is here. But now I'm taking care of her, so now he's a little less overprotective.
my father doesn't know I'm here. I'm just gonna say that.
Well,
Mostly because he is very protective.
good to know. Do not let my father meet your father. Don't want them comparing notes.
Your dad needs to take some notes from my mom.
I'm
Not a helicopter parent at all. Eat your soup, lady. His Nessa sips on her wine glass. Probably it's only like halfway down.
I eat like a third of my soup and then push the bowl over to Nessa. They give large portions here.
They do.
Big ass clam.
Big
It's
ass
like
clam.
a clamshell the size of a dinner plate, but it's like also like
It's a clamshell the
Hold that.
size of your head.
yeah, it's a huge bowl of soup.
Soup.
You should really get some. The clam chowder is quite nice. I do wish they would
Does it-
remove the small clam shells before they cook it, but I assume it adds flavor or something.
No, you pick up the shells and then you can scoop some of the soup out without using the spoon. You like scoop it into the clamshell and you slurp it from the clamshell. How I did it at home.
It sounds
As
incredible.
Nessa proceeds to do exactly that.
I imagine it also came with like a little loaf of bread that you break pieces off of and like soak it in the soup and eat it.
Also, at some point in getting drunk, she switched from talking mentally to talking physically.
Oh.
At what point does this happen? Because that is of no. Is it now? Is this the point?
Is this the point going forward?
Yeah. So, how'd you guys meet?
You're speaking out loud now. Is there something I should know?
Nessa's not paying attention to that. Nessa's just gonna continue with the story of how they met. So anyway, I got abandoned by my original party. 2 of them retired. One of them decided to open an apothecary, and one of them went off to find their long-lost parents. Anyway, I'm all on my own. We know that there's a cult that is going to take out the sun. We found that out when we, captured a drow cult in the Lost Mines of Phandelver. Oh, I found the Lost Mines of Phandelver along with my party. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a thing. Anyway, so I'm going to my favorite bar with my favorite barkeep, Gorbach. Freaking love Gorbach. He's great. And I'm telling him this whole thing. I'm like, I need to find the drow cult who's going to take out the sun. I can't just let this go. I can't just, go about my life. I need to find them. And then he introduced me to Celesta.
Quick pause, honey. Quick pause. Quick pause, honey. Quick pause.
How did you even
Yes,
hold
babe
her?
kicks.
Gorbach might be able
I'm
to
charming.
help our friend. Gorbach knows everyone. Even the people
Gorbach
he doesn't
does
know.
know
he knows.
everyone.
He
Gorbach
might
would
be
know.
able to help you out.
Gorbach would know.
Celesta, how did you pull her? I don't see it. How did you manage that?
Looks.
How
just
could you
slowly
say
turns
that?
My head. Excuse
This
you.
charming ice queen is as beautiful as snowflakes falling. As unique as those snowflakes, she shines brighter than the sun. She's gorgeous.
X, is this a moment of prestidigitation, red eyes?
You know
Dark
with
eyes.
you
And
know
other
with
girls
how
are
she
your
always distracted
girlfriend.
by my girlfriend.
You know-
just jazzing me up.
with how she's talking about you, Celesta. I'm falling in love with you myself. And then I just go back to drinking.
Oh, my
I can just
girlfriend,
bright
mine.
Short
Give me
circuit.
another con save there, queen.
So Nessa is now wrapped around Celesta
I'm
again.
not.
She's wrapped her
I'm
arms
not
fully around.
even
Before it was just
there,
one
and
arm
I have
around, but now it's
secondhand
both.
embarrassment. I'm not even there, and I'm experiencing embarrassment.
No. Some part of this is leaking into Thalia's subconscious. So she's having a dream that is something very similar, and she's gonna wake up in the morning and wonder if that dream was real.
You are now getting into the drunk state.
Oh no.
I am short-circuited, bright red, hiding in my cup of wine.
I think you broke her.
Oh, I do that on a regular basis, but she loves me anyway. You do, right?
Yes, I love you.
Aw, I love you too, baby.
You're so cute.
I swear to God, I will burn this place down with you in it.
Oh,
Manny.
it's the only tavern in
Manny.
town!
Manny, don't you agree? Aren't they so cute?
We are cute. We're like the cutest couple ever, Celesta.
I imagine I look
We're
over at the
adorable.
lizard and it just licks its eyes as it's staring at.
Yeah, he's
Nala?
just looking at Nala with his tongue hanging out like.
Total dog brain.
Yeah,
Dog brain.
total dog brain.
Dog brain.
Blinks one eye, slowly blinks the other eye.
Wait. Hey, I'm gonna turn towards the other two. You guys want to see a magic trick?
Are you going to
Absolutely,
make yourself disappear?
No. I'm good at that one though.
Oh, I'd love to see it one day.
I'm going to point at Manny and be like, and right now he's red. And then I'm going to Common companion and change him into green. And now he's green.
How?
Magic.
No, I get that, but like mechanically, how? What spell did you just use?
I don't know. I'm just connected to him, and it happens whenever I want it to. Speaking of which, fire will now hurt me. Please do not blow fire in my direction.
The smile.
Celesta,
slowly
no
spreads.
fireball. Celesta, no
but
fireball.
It would be such a lovely test.
On the other hand,
Fireball.
on the other hand, poison, acid, whatever. Point is, whatever green dragons blow, I now resist it.
Fine, I won't burn her to death, but only because you asked nicely.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Nala's just ignoring Celesta's threats at this point.
Uh-huh.
Most of them are unfounded. Most.
I'm gonna down my entire wine glass and pour myself another one. At this point, I'm no longer holding the bottle back. I am now drinking.
At this point, having forgotten that Talia went up to bed, I'm gonna go. Well, I can tell I've overstayed my welcome. Pour myself more wine, and then I'm gonna walk off and go. Where's Talia?
She's upstairs in the room that she purchased for the night for the four of you. I don't know why Sebastian's with her, but honestly, he's.
I think
probably
Sebastian was there because Thalia was a little bit concerned with the dragon.
That's
I don't know why she's so concerned about Manny. Manny's a nice guy. And then I'm gonna
I'm
continue
not
walking
entirely
off.
sure it was Manny she was talking about,
Give
but I
me
could
a-
be wrong, so.
Give me another Constitution save for this last drink of wine.
I'm also gonna.
Also,
make one.
probably Celesta should do it too. Yeah. Is this what Thalia feels like being the sober one?
Okay.
Ooh,
So
Yikes.
Oh no!
so
Am I gonna have
Dahlia,
to carry my girlfriend princess style to our room?
Dahlia is currently sloshed, and Celesta is drunk.
So that means Nala's not walking straight.
No.
Nala's stumbling into walls.
I'm generally heading towards the stairs, obviously trying to get to wherever Talia is to bug her, but I'm probably going to pass out in the hallway somewhere along the way.
and I get the
should
feeling
we
if you
send
tell Manny to
someone
find
with
Talia,
her?
he will.
Nessa's gonna lean over to Celeste and be like, should we send someone with her? Oh, what-
Maybe you should get her to a room. I need another glass of wine. As I have poured myself another glass and am now drinking it.
All right, roll another one. X,
Ah.
another con save.
Yeah.
Hit him
This
with
is kind of
another
there.
one.
She's like looking at her drunk girlfriend and looking at her sloshed party member.
And X is now
Drunk girlfriend,
sloshed.
slosh party member. Slosh girlfriend, slosh party member. Okay, how about we
You
all
know it-
head
you
to
know
bed
it-
now?
You know which one is more important. You take care of that one.
How about we all head to bed now? So, Celesta, come here.
So yeah,
Come here.
so yeah, we'll let Celesta, do her own thing.
Go to bed.
Honey, we can cuddle. We can cuddle.
Oh, that does sound nice. You're very warm.
Alright. Come on. So Nessa's gonna stand up and get, like, crouch down on the floor and be like, alright, climb on my back. We'll carry you up the stairs.
Don't leave the wine. We need to get the wine.
Oh, well, get on my back first and then I'll grab the wine.
I'm right on your back. I want you to carry me.
Okay, I'll carry you. Alright. Nessa's gonna stand up. She's gonna get Celesta situated in her arms, Princess Carrie style. with the arm that's under Celeste's knees, she's gonna grab hold of the bottle of wine. Make sure the cork's back in. And she's gonna carry Celesta over to the stairs where Nala's finally made it, but probably still trying to figure out how stairs work. And like, okay, Nala, hold on to my shoulder. Hand here on my shoulder.
I just have to say, I am quietly giggling to myself right now because the paladin of Dionysus is having to be the responsible one.
Yup.
Yeah, it's like, what? This is what it feels like to be the sober one?
Welcome to my life, Daily.
Funny thing is, I'm usually, like, as a person in real life, I'm usually the sober one, or the mostly sober one. I'm the most sober of the group.
I'm the
Other
life,
than when you're
DD.
smoking.
Helly's just got terminal designated driver energy.
Well, that's because he has one glass and then he's like muttering.
I'm not that bad. I just stopped myself after one.
Helly, we really should do a drinking game, though. You and me.
Anyway, so
Like Minecraft.
reeling us back in though. Once Nala's got her shoulder on her hand on Nessa's shoulder, she's gonna slowly guide Nala up the stairs while she's carrying Celesta. And I imagine they got rooms right next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Probably right next to each other, or like right across the hall, something like that.
Across the hall works. Like at the end of the hall, across from each other.
Yeah. All right. So gets to the end. I imagine Thalia probably left the room open, or she left the key with Nala, right?
She left the room unlocked, and Sebastian's watching the door.
Ah, okay.
Thalia is passed out on the bed, face down, like a
Yeah.
stack of logs.
All right.
Sebastian is standing
Nessa
next
is
to
going.
her, next to her on the floor, and just
Yeah.
keeping an eye on the door. And every so often, he looks down at Talia, makes sure she's breathing, and then keeps watching the door.
So Nessa's going to set down the bottle of wine outside the door next to it, so she has a free hand. Gonna quietly open the door. She's gonna wave at Sebastian, and then she's gonna kind of just generally like nudge Nala in.
I imagine Manny like drags her up into the bed, flops her in, and then crawls up on top of her and just curls up into a ball.
Probably.
No, man, he's more like a dog and just curls up at the bottom, at the foot of the bed.
But probably
But-
still drags you into the bed.
I mean, to be fair, when my dog was alive, she liked to sleep on like the center of my back. She was a Rottweiler Shepherd mix.
My dog would curl in the crook of my legs.
Yeah, Roxy liked to stretch out and lay like either her top shoulders or her head in the center of my back. Always had back pains.
So upon entering the room and seeing Talia asleep, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna make her question everything and go lay down in her bed.
You go to lay down in her bed, and Sebastian steps in front of you.
Oh, it was just for a joke, and then I'm gonna go back over to mine.
At this point where it seems like Nala's safe in the room, Nessa's gonna close the door, pick up the bottle of wine, and go across the hall to hers and Celeste's room. Gently set Celesta down in the bed, set the wine bottle on the nightstand, and start undoing her armor.
I sit on the edge of the bed and watch you undo your armor, and then kind of like sigh and get ready for bed. Very drunkenly and very slowly get ready for bed.
Well, we can't cuddle if I have my armor on. Better to cuddle without the armor. And it takes probably like 15 minutes for me to get all the armor off, right?
Yeah, you like turn around, and I'm like sitting on the bed. I'm like I'm like laying down, like head propped up with my hand, and just kind of like staring at
Draw
you.
me like one of your French girls.
Yeah. Just wearing the really cute light sleeping gown that I have.
Oh, hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Room for me there on that bed?
There's plenty of room, especially if you're going to be warm, because I'm feeling cold for some reason. I don't usually feel cold.
Well, I'll warm you up. Nessa's gonna climb into the bed with her. Wrap her arms around Celeste. Better now?
Much better.
Good.
You know,
Nessa's gonna
I don't
slowly
know
pat
if
her
I
hair.
like our new- I don't know if I like our new teammate. But if you and Talia want her to come along, I'll just deal with it.
I don't see any harm in it. I mean, having a little extra help is not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she seems really great, but I don't know, I just haven't had a lot of good experiences with Dragon Kid.
I have to admit, I don't have much experience with Dragonkin at all. The one dragon I ran into was a little hard to deal with. We had to respectively retreat on that one.
I wish I got the chance to retreat.
You wanna tell me about it?
Well, I told you my last party kind of split up, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well, we didn't completely split up. Me and Tanya stuck together, and we were coming back from visiting my father, and well, Big Frost Dragon shows up. It was huge. We didn't really stand a chance.
I imagine that'd be scary.
You know, the hard part about dying is not really the death part. It's what comes before it. The cold and the fear. Sometimes I can still feel it. I'm sorry, this is really dark. Let's just cuddle. Let's just cuddle for a bit and forget about it and just move on and be fine. They're gone. They're all gone. Now it's just me and you now. Talia's here. Well, Talia's over there somewhere. But we'll be fine. It'll be alright.
We will be fine.
I'm sure.
And this
our
entire
dragon
time, Nessa has been petting Celesta's hair, just very gently.
I'm
top of
sure
her
our
head.
dragon friend won't kill us all in our sleep. But
Well, see, that's
everything
what
else I'm not
Sebastian's
so
here
sure
for.
about.
Sebastian's the perfect alarm system.
He really is, even though he's so quiet.
He's a cute little buddy. You like our Sebastian. He's a good
I
lookout.
don't know if cute's the right word for an abomination wrought by ancient arcane arts, but he's certainly not ugly. My father does
He'll be
have
alright.
standards to uphold.
Everything will be fine, though. We're gonna make it through this. We're gonna stop the ending of the sun. We're gonna fix the winter. And then you get to come home with me. Meet my mom and dad.
Maybe I'll be ready for that by then.
All the time you need. Imagine at this point Celestia's probably gone to sleep.
No, she's not sleeping. She's like
No?
kind of looking at you funny. And then she says, "You know, your hair, when it's doing the thing it's doing right now, it looks very lovely. You remind
Thank
me
you.
of a fire genasi."
I'll take that as a compliment.
You know, we haven't yet checked if the carpet matches the drapes.
You're saying we haven't yet? Are you not remembering that one night?
And fade to black.
And I think that we will end stream for this evening. And we should hopefully
What a
be
lovely
back.
thing to end stream on.
And we should hopefully be back next week. So everybody, we hope to see you then. Have a good one.
Bye, you
Bye.
degenerates.
I'm
What?
the degenerate.